Welcome everybody to look at the 14th and final film from the Shawscope Volume 3 box set right behind me, and it is 1983's Bastard Swordsman. So yeah, this is directed by Tony Liu Chun-Ku. If I'm mispronouncing any of these names, I do apologise. And then this is again a wuxia film clocking at 97 minutes long. Stars Norman Siu-Keung, who was also in the likes of Duel to the Death and The Sword, and Tony Lai, who was in Human Lanterns. So Yun Fai Yang is a viciously bullied orphan who takes on the unpleasant tasks at a formidable kung fu school. Constantly mocked by the other students of the school, Yen counts as his only friend the daughter of the resident master. Any internal wrangling, however, between the various members is put to one side when a swordsman from a rival clan reminds the master of the duel he must take part in a once-a-decade fight. So, of the duel he must take part in once a decade, sorry. So he's taken part in that duel twice before over the course of 20 years. So this is the third time in 30 years. And yeah, unfortunately, the defending clan chief, however, is well aware that his rival is more powerful than himself after losing twice before. The expected defeat is further complicated when a wandering swordsman arrives on the scene and joins himself to the injured party, immediately adding to Yen's woes. So, even though this isn't my favourite of wuxia effort, it's not even my favourite effort out of this box set, it does nonetheless practically perfectly balance its plot with the action set pieces, rather than having one eclipsing the other. The cast is also good, the pacing is on point, the production is solid, it is predominantly engrossing, principally because it balances those two elements really rather nicely. The characterization is effective and it is well shot. The action scenes are also superb with their inventive fight choreography, fantasy elements, and well executed violence, while the special effects are fairly decent as well for the time. So, yeah, it's a 4 out of 5 for this film. Obviously, a little bit better, or at least I enjoyed it a little bit more than Buddha's Palm, that this shares the same disc with. But yeah, it doesn't end the box set on a high. You know, it's not a 4.5 star or more film, but still, it's a really relatively good one and a perfectly solid effort in its own right, regardless of comparing it to other films in this box set. So, like with Buddha's Palm, this is a brand new 2K restoration from the original negative by Arrow Films, which means it's got a high definition 1080p Blu-ray presentation. It's got newly restored uncompressed Mandarin mono audio for the film itself, as well as newly translated English subtitles for the film. And then we've got brand new audio commentary on the film by martial arts cinema expert Frank Yang, and then alternate. Oh no, we don't have the alternate one. That's for the other film. But we also have a theatrical trailer for it, so nowhere near as many extras on there as there was for Buddha's Palm, unfortunately. Which is a little bit of a shame, just the audio commentary and the trailer, whereas Buddha's Palm had an alternate English title sequence, and an audio commentary, I do apologise, as well as newly translated English subtitles, and subtitles for the English dub of Buddha's Palm. There is no English dub on this film, it is all Mandarin audio only, so that's a little bit of a shame. But still, a fairly solid film to end the box set on. The box set itself has overall been superb. Genuinely surprised by how excellent most of these films have been. Only Buddha's Palm has been the real letdown. The rest of them have been, yeah, fairly great, to be honest. In particular, the likes of the One-Armed Swordsman film. So, yeah, the first one, One-Armed Swordsman, as well as Return of One-Armed Swordsman and the new One-Armed Swordsman. Then we had the Lady Hermit, which was really rather good. 14 Amazons was great. Then we had the Magic Blade, which is superb. It's either one of my favourite films of the year so far that I've not seen before. Then the Sentimental Swordsman, again, like the Magic Blade, one of my favourites of the year so far. Then Killer Constable, I think it was, or Avenging Eagle. Either way, both of them were really rather good. And then Battered Swordsman ending it all off. So, yeah, perfectly solid set. I can't compare it to the second one in this trilogy of box sets that Arrow Video have released, because I've not seen every film in that one yet. Still not got around to it, but I think on the whole I do prefer it to the first. I can't remember much about the films in that first one, but yeah, I certainly don't remember rating as many films in that set 4.5 stars out of 5. or even just 4 out of 5. So yeah, really rather good set. Highly recommend it, especially if you can find it on sale, which I'm sure it will be at some point. But even at full price, it's still well worth it considering all of the films you get, the physical presentation, all the extras on the discs, the fact that each film looks superb in their 2K restorations, and also the fact you get a bunch of the scores from the films as well on the bonus disc. So yeah, as well as also not just on the bonus disc, uh, you also get a bunch of extras for other films as well that just weren't able to fit on those discs as well, as evident by that. But only a few of the films were actually given that honor, basically. Magic Blade, The Avenging Eagle, uh, Intimate Confessions of a Chinese Courtesan, which for my money was one of the weaker ones out of the set, as well as obviously having that rare Korean version of Killer Constable as well. So yeah, but on the whole, like I said, a really really good set. Plenty of extras, plenty of good physical presentations. I especially always like the way that they present the posters in these. Although personally, I would prefer it if we just had one film per disc. All of the extras you can get on that disc, as well as the film, and then the poster on its own without being split in two. But yeah, obviously that would mean a much bigger box set that you really would not be able to fit anywhere. Quite frankly, these on their own are unwieldy as it is because they're obviously an odd shape. They don't fit into a shelf. They don't really stand up. You know, in most shelvings either. Can only just fit it on one of mine. So yeah, they're not the easiest things to store and collect, but they are well worth doing so because you get a wide variety of films from different directors, usually starring the same kind of people, but also not always the case. And yeah, just generally really really good. So on the whole, I'd rate the box set 4 out of 5. Obviously there were many films in there that I've rated 4.5 out of 5, but there are also ones that I've rated only 4 or less. With 3 out of 5 being the lowest, but that is certainly I don't think the lowest that I've given a film out of the Shawscope volume box sets before. I think Mighty Peking Man, I might well have rated only 2.5 out of 5. So, yeah, if that's the worst that it's going to get in terms of a rating, then on the whole, we are getting plenty of great films in a rather great set. So, yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts on Bastard Swordsman if you have seen the film before. But if you've only seen a few of the films out of the box set, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the box set itself if you've got it as well. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.